right, welcome back, everybody. It's peak season to file your taxes with the federal deadline just about a month away at this point. In this process, it is ultra important to stay vigilant, be aware of scams. So we have some advice in today's Money Matters segment brought to you in association with Intuit TurboTax. The IRS has just released this year's Dirty Dozen tax scams, the top schemes being used to trick filers. The list includes everything from fake IRS emails and texts to bogus tax credits, misleading Americans. To break it all down, I'm now joined by Lynnette Khalfani-Cox, co-founder of AskTheMoneyCoach.com. Lynnette, it's always good to see you. Thanks for hopping on.
Hey, great to be back. Great to join you.
Yeah, you know, you and I both know scamming has no season, but the conditions are particularly ripe right now for fraud. Just how dirty is this year's Dirty Dozen?
Well, it kind of gets worse every year. I feel like there are some perennial favorites, but certainly with, the advent of technology, there are, sometimes some newfangled ways to try to scam people, unfortunately. And so I'm happy to share with your audience some of the ways to watch out for some of these con artists.
Yeah, and let's start with an issue that seems to your point, to be getting worse and worse every year, and that's bad tax advice on social media. What are some of the more ridiculous claims or scary claims that you've seen on these platforms?
Well, the main thrust of it is when they tell you about so-called hacks, right? And people think they're getting kind of a cheat sheet or a shortcut. And it's a cheat, all right. It's, not a legitimate cheat, a legitimate step, that is. And really, it's about them trying to encourage you to do things like manipulate your W-2 form, change and add an extra zero or something, or maybe claim a non-existent tax refund, or claim a non-existent tax credit, that is, all in the eyes of trying to get a bigger tax refund. But I tell people, listen, verify, don't viral. Don't go viral for the wrong reason that, you've been scammed. Double check some of this dubious advice, of course, with the IRS or a trusted tax pro, and just realize that to get a refund, a normal tax refund, which is running around $3,500 or so, you don't need to make up things or invent things that are simply untrue.
Yeah, and I like that phrase, that verify, don't viral. Let's talk about those tax credits. We not only have many being misled into thinking they'll get that fuel tax credit or credits for sick and family leave, but also completely fake ones like what's being called the self-employment credit. How do you know and differentiate what's real and what actually applies to you?
Yeah, this scam has been around for several years, especially post-pandemic. So one of the things that I tell people, again, of course, is you can do the bare basics. You can just get on irs.gov and check out if the credit that you're supposedly eligible to claim does in fact even exist. You can go to free tax clinics. You can ask a trusted tax expert, somebody who's licensed, a CPA, et cetera. But they're trying to essentially tell people, oh, you could get $5,000, $10,000, even $30,000 or more if you claim a so-called self-employment tax credit. And it's appealing, of course, because we got so many gig workers, 1099 contractors, freelancers out there. And, people hustle hard for their money and they'd like to get a big tax refund, but you don't want to do it the illegitimate way. So you got to, verify these kinds of things ahead of time.
Yeah, go straight to the experts on this one. Lynnette Khalfani-Cox, I got to end it there, but always good to have you. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Yeah. Same to you.
Talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.